This is the dust extractor that I've built over the past couple weeks. I started out with the Dust Deputy from Oneida. You can buy that on Amazon for about $50. Mounted it to the top of a screw-on lid. You can't see it terribly well. Using a piece of countertop, and then I routed in a countersink here, bolted it on. I still actually need to put caulking under there to seal it up a little bit better, but for now it works. So this hose goes and connects it down to the shop vac. That was a Goodwill find. The intake hose goes around to the drywall sander from Porter Cable that I'm using. These are just friction fit. They come off pretty well. And then the whole thing, let's see if I can do it one-handed, lifts out of this bucket, which is mounted to the top of the shop vac, just for the purposes of holding the dust collector bucket. So what we had to contend with is down here is the vent from the motor. So the hot air comes out from the motor, and I needed a place for that to go and not just seal it off. So just used a hole saw, cut that in there, made the same size hole in the back of the bucket, and then used fender washers and some bolts from the scrap bin to bolt it on to the top of the shop vac. I ended up having to relocate the switch in the process, but that was not a big deal. It actually turned out fairly nicely. I needed to had to notch. See if we can see it better. Had to notch the corners on the back of the bucket to make it sit down just like so. But seems to work pretty well. And here is the Dust Deputy by itself. See if I can get the top off of this. So this just is on a screw top lid that I sealed to the top of the bucket, and there's all the drywall and goodness that gets caught rather than going to the filter. That's how I attached it. I used a 3.5-inch hole saw. I needed to put a little short piece of PVC pipe in there so that the junk isn't getting caught in the grooves of the bucket. So all things considered, it works extremely well.